Hi guys, welcome to our Module 5 Topic C quiz. We're going to go quickly through some of these question types and hopefully this will help you. Number 1 says, which fraction does the point on the number line represent? One of the things students have to understand is we're not just counting these tick marks on the number line, but rather we're looking at something as one whole. So for example, if this was one whole brownie and I cut it each place this tick mark was, we want to know how many pieces has that brownie been cut into. So I have 1 of 4 pieces, 2 of 4 pieces. So the correct answer here would be 2/4 is where that lands. Number 2, partition the interval into equal parts and label 1/6. So one of the things we talk about is if the parts, the sixth, is an even number, we can half to start our partitioning. And then we think about what is half of 6, or the number of parts that we have. Half of 6 is 3, so I would want to put 3 equal parts here. Notice we have 1, 2, 3 equal parts there. And then I need to also make 3 equal parts here as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for a total of 6 equal parts. Then they asked us to label, so we had to partition, which is what we just did. That's where you break it into the equal pieces, and then label where 1/6 would be. This is 0/6 where we have nothing. And then we start counting when I have a whole piece right here. I have 1 of 6 pieces, or 1/6. Number 3, Gabe measures the lengths of several rectangles. He uses the measurements to make a line plot. Now, this is a trickier question because I have to take this information and then use it on my consecutive questions, okay? So basically, he had a rectangle that was 4 3/4 inches. He had a rectangle that was 5 1/4 inches. He had a rectangle that was 5 3/4 inches. And then he had 1, 2, 3 rectangles that were 6 inches. One rectangle that was 6 1/4, and one rectangle that was 6 3/4. I'm going to use that information to help me on the back with the next part. Gabe measures one more rectangle. Okay, so here's his rectangle. He started at 0, so he's measuring correctly. It is 1, 2, 3, 4 inches, but then I have fourths in between 4 and 5. So I have 1 piece, 2 pieces, 3 pieces, 4 pieces, or fourths. This first tick mark would be the 1/4. The second tick mark would be halfway between. His last rectangle was 4 1/2 inches. Now I'm going to go back and refer to the previous data that he collected. These are line plots, by the way, and for each rectangle he measured, he plotted it on this line where it belonged. So when I look back at the information that he plotted, sorry for the focus being slow, when I look back, he did not have any rectangles plotted at 4 1/2. So if I were to plot, and I did it a little low, let me see if I can get it in line with the others. If I were to plot that rectangle we just measured, I would still have all of this data the same, but I'm adding another plot at 4 1/2 inch. I need to choose the line plot that shows that. When I look at my choices, the first choice does not have any rectangles plotted at the 4 1/2. Let me see if I can get it to focus again. Sorry, guys. I do not have any rectangles plotted here. This cannot be correct because my rectangle was 4 1/2 inches. Okay, I look here, I have no rectangles plotted at 4.5 inches. I look here, I have no rectangles plotted at 4.5 inches. And then finally, this last choice shows me all the same data that was on the previous line plot, but they have added an X at 4.5 inches. So this is my correct answer. Okay, number 4, we are measuring some paper clips. And we have practiced over and over in class counting between whole amounts. And on a ruler, those whole amounts are in fourths generally in 3rd grade. That's generally what we see. I have 1 partitioned piece, 2 partitioned pieces, 3 partitioned pieces, 4 pieces between those whole numbers, so fourths. So this paper clip goes all the way to 2 inches. It's a nice even whole 2 inches. I can record that over here. However, when I look at my next paper clip, it is more than 1, but not quite to 2. It goes to the halfway mark, which would be recorded as 1 and 1/2 inch. I'm going to stop here since we have students coming in, and I'll do a part 2.